Dune.
Amazing.
I haven't read the books for 20 something years.
I bought the first one on Audible.
It is. I forgot most of it until I started watching, and they just started talking, and it all came rushing back to me. That's how good of a story is told in Dune.
That movie, 2.5 hours,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Dude, like that.
Yep.
It was awesome to the point where I enjoyed it so much I didn't even want to look at reviews because I know someone's going to be knocking it for something because of how popular the books are, right? So of course people are going to have something to say. So I didn't even want to look at anything. I just wanted to know that I enjoyed it and to continue on.
I saw a few like negative comments and whatnot. I never saw anything substantial where people would be like, "Oh, this is bad."
That's good.
I feel like when this is done, this part of the story, it will be on par with Lord of the Rings for me.
Was it Pete who said this was essentially a third of the first book?
It's a little less than half.
A little less than half. Do you think the next movie continues with this book or moves on to the next?
It'll finish this book.
2 movies for 1 book.
I think they should have did 3, but
there's how many books are there? 9, 10, 11?
There's a lot. But the first one's the most iconic, and that's what the old movie is based on as well. And it does complete
that's awesome.
It does complete a story in the universe, so it's kind of important.
Oh, does it? Okay, so they could essentially wrap up the first book, and it would be
you could do
a trilogy.
It's essentially completing the story the same way. I'm trying to relate it to something else. So you didn't beat Red Dead Redemption? Trying to think of a movie or something. So Star Wars, it essentially would be the same way that Return of the Jedi ends. So it completes a thought, but then you have Mandalorian, then you have the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy is also out there. You have Bad Batch, you have Clone Wars. That's how fleshed out the Dune universe is. And that's why HBO is investing in it and Warner Brothers.
Heavily.
Because they want... Everyone saw what Game of Thrones did. Everyone saw what Disney's doing with Marvel and with Star Wars now. Because Disney hit gold with the Marvel movies. They tried to do it with Star Wars, didn't work. But now the Star Wars TV shows are fleshing out that universe the way they want to tell the story. Because if you saw the Book of Boba Fett trailer?
Yes, I did.
Did you hear whose voice is in that? Din, the Mandalorian's voice is in that trailer.
Really?
Yes. So 120% chance that he shows up in the show, just like Boba was just in his show. So that type of storytelling is the new meta. Game of Thrones was the proof of concept on that. I don't give a shit if you like the last season or not. That's not the point. The point is the show lasted that long. And the prequel show is about to debut next year. Amazon's doing the same thing with Lord of the Rings. Netflix paid a shitload of money for Narnia. If you don't think
Amazon
that all of these intellectual properties are being developed for long-term storytelling through multiple mediums, you're fucking stupid.
Good. I enjoyed that ride. I enjoyed Lord of the Rings ride. I remember being a kid and my parents taking us, like, as those movies came out, you got excited to go and see the next installment, how the story is going to continue.
I think
that was exciting.
Marvel did it more grandiose than anyone could even fathom, in my opinion.
True. But I would be more into like this Dune than I would probably be more excited about the Dune thing over like the next Marvel movie to come out.
They confirmed that Dune Part 2 will come out.
In theater only, right?
Yes. Denis Villeneuve, or I don't know really how to say his name. I don't want to butcher it. He was really upset that the movie was available on HBO Max. It still grossed over $40 million at the box office and got like an insane amount of views on HBO Max. So they knew it was working. they're not going to get the full ROI that they wanted if it was in theaters. But by the time Dune 2 comes out, I'm sure that theaters will be pretty much back to normal. So,
or this could make it back to normal.
I mean, Disney is done with Disney Plus early release. Shang-Chi was theaters only. Now they're coming to streaming way quicker than normal. I'll say that. But
so Disney's done with the premium access.
Yeah, Shang-Chi was not available on premium access,
but it isn't like Jungle Cruise still fucking premium access like the 12th or something like that. Something insane.
They just lift. Well, yeah, Jungle Cruise is premium access till Disney Plus Day, which is next Friday.
Yeah, why?
Because that's one of the last movies that they did premium access. For instance, Black Widow's not premium access anymore, and you can watch it on Disney Plus.
I thought that's because she won her lawsuit.
No.
Or not one, had something to do with her lawsuit.
No, because again, I mean, they might have done it like a week or two early for that, but the plan was always to end premium access after X amount of days. But Shang-Chi is available on Disney Plus a week from Friday, and it came out in August, end of August.
That makes Disney Plus a really good deal.
Disney Plus is still a very good deal. So is HBO Max. I don't think you need anything else right now, to be honest.
I have the Hulu bundle with the Disney Plus, and we also have HBO
with ESPN.
Max.
If you like hockey too, that's a good bundle because all the stuff's on ESPN Plus. So the Disney stuff is good, but that's how storytelling is going to go now. And the rumor is that if they're going to venture beyond the movies, that HBO wants to make a show called Sisters of the Dunes about the Bene Gesserit. So we can flesh that lore out about who they are and Paul's mother and all that stuff. So it's
that would be trippy.
It's interesting
with the voice and she was intimidating, dude.
Oh, the head of the Bene Gesserit? Yeah, the Bene Gesserit are wild. The more you dig into them, the crazier they are. Everyone's like, oh, they're like Jedi. I'm like, not really.
She like commanded that little kid. She's like, no, you shut the fuck up.
What's
Come
in
here.
the box?
Stick your hand in this pain box.
Fear is the mind killer. There was minor changes from what I remember, and then I looked up. I was like, "What's different?" So I looked it up. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's different. That's different." Nothing.
But is it accurate, or is it just different?
It's accurate. There's just like some slight things that they had to change that make it more friendly for the screen. Like some people were bitching. I forget her name. The one who works for the Emperor, but basically became one of the Fremen. She dies.
Oh yeah, she the one that was supposed to help with the transition.
She's a dude in the book, and people are like, "Oh, she's not a man." I'm like, I don't care. She nailed the role. Who gives a shit?
It still plays the same part,
right? And she's not a main character. It's not like they made
and she dies.
Yeah, and it's not like they made Paul Atreides a woman. Like he's still Paul Atreides, and Timothée Chalamet did a fantastic job. So
that's such a minor detail to be upset about.
But that's what some people like to do. They like to get upset about stupid shit. But it fit fine into the storytelling and didn't bother me one bit.
It made no difference.
Yeah. I forgot they made a TV miniseries for Dune too. I should revisit that as well. That's probably so bad.